online and pick up in.
All right. Update. I had shot some video before, and I wasn't happy with it. And anyway, so here's some progress that I've made tonight on the tractor. For starters, I did get one of my dual wheel adapters welded, and everything was looking great. So I realized that I think I was the one that did it. I warped the 3-lug hub by not regulating my heat input. Just welded right around it instead of in sections. So for the time being, we're just going to stick with the wheel weights. They work good enough, and they look good, and they space them well, and it's square enough, so there's really no point in changing it. Earlier today, John came over, and as usual, was very helpful, and we got some wiring done. The wiring on these tractors is ridiculously simple, and yet I still hate to do it because I don't like reading wiring diagrams. And basically what we did was we put all new wires going to the voltage regulator, which I know you can't see very well because of lighting, but anyway, the voltage regulator is right there, and we put new wires on all that. And the other thing that we're going to be doing different than factory is we're going to be using a starter solenoid. Even though this is a focus. Hey, there we go. Even though this is a starter generator equipped tractor and would not have had a solenoid from the factory, we're going to have a solenoid on it because it's going to greatly increase its ability to crank. And basically what we're going to be doing is I'm going to nix the ignition switch altogether in favor of a toggle switch, kill switch, and a push button for the start. Also, I did fully bolt my weight bracket in, and I stress tested it. It holds my weight really no problem, so it should be able to hold 40 pounds no problem as well. Next thing, I got this sweet toolbox from James, and put that on. I need to slot one of the holes, but that's no big deal. Still got to figure out what I'm going to do with this. I'm thinking I'm going to have to come up with some way to make sure that the wires don't want to droop and interfere with the tire. So there's that. Let's see what else. Really all that's left to do is get a push button, get one more switch, one more toggle switch, and then put the motor back in, really, and just hook everything up and hope for the best. The issue I was having was I put this new carburetor on because it's never had the right carburetor. So I got this from Corey off of one of the Facebook groups, and cleaned it and put it on and everything, and you know, adjusted the governor as best I could, which is something I've never done before. So if anybody out there can make a tutorial about how to adjust governors, that would be phenomenal. But yeah, anyway, so I put it in there and I start cranking it over and not starting, and pull the plug and no spark. And then I notice that this tab, I'll try and turn it here. This tab is busted right off. And it doesn't come into contact with the head gasket area, so I don't think it was a compression issue. I think it still has fine compression, but nonetheless, you know, it's not correct. So go over here. I'm gonna stop and put the light on. So I bought this parts engine. It's an HH100, but for all intents and purposes, it should be the same. And it doesn't have the PTO pulley. It's missing one of the governor arms. But other than that, it's complete. It did come with a tin. As you can see, it was for a gear drive starter, so that's really of no use to me. But in here is the flywheel, the other half of the ignition module, and also the carburetor. Now, which means I have a good spare carburetor, so that's always good. He was told it doesn't have spark. Well, I'm going to have to try this out, but I found one of the guys on one of the Facebook groups claims to have found a fix for dead solid state ignition units. And if that's the case, and if it works, you're not going to see solid state ignitions going for $225 on eBay anymore because people are going to be fixing them. So, I mean, this motor runs perfect. It never exhibited signs of a dying ignition coil, so I'm hoping that's not the case. You know, I'm hoping it was, you know, unrelated, and I hope I put it in and it fires right up. But in any event, we'll figure it out. So yeah, basically, I'm going to take it to the car wash and pressure wash this grime off of it. And, you know, from there, it's really put the engine in, hook everything up, and, you know, hope for the best. And, I mean, I guess plan B is try the ignition coil off the other engine, and if that doesn't do it, then I don't really know what plan C is. But anyway, so I got some good work done on it, and there's definitely more to do, and hopefully we're going to be wrenching on it again come Sunday. So stay tuned, but that's all for tonight.